Hello YouTubers, this is ATSF3415DBR or Doug, and today I have a fun video in store for you guys. We're gonna go on down to my dad's house and we're gonna go through and inventory his huge O-Gauge train collection. And I'm pretty sure he wants me to take at least some of it. I think he might want to sell some of it. So let's go ahead and drive on down there. He hasn't run trains in probably about 10 years, and he might be moving soon. So he wants to thin out his collection and have the trains go to a place where they will be run. He was the one who sparked my interest in trains, so I've had a lot of fun memories with his model trains. My dad was really into the hobby in the late 1990s and early 2000s, so a lot of the trains he has are from that era, as well as a lot of stuff from the MPC and post-war eras. We've been taking out all these white boxes, and I've been taking inventory of what's in them. And then when they're inventoried, I've been putting them back on the shelf, and if they don't have a label, I'm writing a label of what's inside them. If an item has its original box, I'm putting it in its original box before putting it back on the shelf. I've been pulling all the boxes off of these shelves back here. Most of them have had freight cars and such inside them. Some of them have been empty. Then I've been putting the boxes over here on this shelf. Then also we have these white boxes which I've inventoried, and they have labels as to what is inside them. Then up here we have some different locomotives and cars that have their original boxes, and I've put them all inside their original boxes. And then if we keep going over this way, we have some accessories over here. And then here's some of the stuff my dad definitely wants to keep. Some track and transformer for around the Christmas tree. And then we have the original boxes for his post-war train that his grandpa got in 1952. My dad has his grandpa's set in a display case, as well as the catalog that it came from. It still runs, and he brings it out at Christmas from time to time. One of the really neat things I found in his collection were 3 MPC-era starter sets. This one is called the Wabash Cannonball, even though it's a nickel plate road set. This set seems like it was one of the cheaper sets back in the day, as the locomotive's shell is plastic. The next set is called the James Gang, and it's a Wild West themed set. I think the box art on these sets is super cool. This particular set was interesting, as the locomotive operates on DC power even though it's 3-rail O-Gauge. Lastly, we have the Allegheny, which is the best of the sets. It features a die-cast engine that includes the mighty sound of steam. Now I'd like to talk about some of the trains that I brought back home with me. And let's start out with these Lionel GP units. This is Atlantic Coastline GP7, number 178. And then we also have Union Pacific GP9, number 2397. Now back in the day, these were both really nice running engines. They're both equipped with Trainmaster Command Control and with rail sounds, and I believe they were built in the late 1990s. So these engines were always a ton of fun to run back in the day. And tonight, after I took them home, I lubed them up, put them on the track, gave them a test run, and they were both having some issues. The Union Pacific here was actually shorting out the track. It shorted out my track twice, so I have no clue what's going on with it. And the Atlantic Coastline here just seems like it needs some cleaning. It needs to be taken apart, have the motors looked at, maybe cleaned up a little bit. These are both equipped with AC Polmore motors. But once I get these cleaned up and the issues all sorted out, they're going to be super nice running engines, and I'm really glad to have them here with me. Next, I'd like to highlight this Lionel Santa Fe bay window caboose. And this is an older caboose. This is from the MPC era. On the side, it says it was built in January of 1979. And I found this, and I thought it would be perfect to go with my Lionel Santa Fe 3751. And while it's not exactly scale or prototypical or anything, I still think it looks pretty cool, and it has a nice bright light inside, and it rolls pretty well on the track, so I'm pretty happy with it. Quick side note, even though it's not super relevant to the topic of this video, I just got 3751 back from being repaired a couple days ago, and it was at the repairman since last September, so that's just about 10 months that 3751 was away being repaired. And the issue that 3751 has always had since I got it, where it was lurching and running not very smoothly at all, has now been resolved. So 3751 is in perfect working order now. Now I'd like to talk about what's really the big ticket item from my dad's collection. This is an MTH Rail King Milwaukee Road Hiawatha 464 Hudson, number 100. And this engine is really pretty special, because originally it came equipped with MTH Protosound 1, but many years ago my dad upgraded it to Lionel TMCC and rail sounds. So even though it's an MTH locomotive, I'm using my Lionel Legacy remote to operate it. It also comes with the 6 matching streamlined passenger cars, and together they make a really nice train. As a kid, this was one of my favorite trains, and it still is today. One of my favorite things about this locomotive is its whistle. I think it has a super nice whistle. So go ahead and take a listen. Tonight, after I brought it home, cleaned it up, got it lubed, and it ran perfectly, just like no time had passed at all. I hope you all enjoyed today's look at my dad's model train collection, as well as the items that I brought home to add to my collection. These trains have meant really a lot to me as I grew up, and I'm really glad to have them home with me now, so I can run them and have fun with them. Thanks for watching.